Good morning, good morning. Oh my goodness, sorry. I was having a chat with Miss Slattery. Sorry, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Fergus. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, Tamsin and Saskia. You're probably watching together. Good morning, Noemi. Good morning, Eleanor. Good morning, children at my school. I don't say our school name. But I know who you are. I know you're watching. Good morning, Anthony and Isabella, watching on Instagram. Good morning, James and William, superstars. Good morning, Eleanor, well done. Good morning, Fatima, well done for joining. Good morning, who else do we have? I think I've said hello to everyone. Good morning, Petra. I think I've said everyone. Good morning, Eleonora. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, I think it'd be easy if I said, good morning, everybody. Like my class like to say in a very funny way. Good morning, Athena. Good morning, Hallie. Good to see lots of you watching today. People from my school and people not from my school. It's fantastic to see so many children joining in for our lessons. And I think, do you know what's happened? I think before half term, it was very tricky for us teachers to figure out how to give you the right amount of work and how to make sure that you're kept kind of learning rather than kept busy. And I think a lot of people who maybe watched before who weren't from our school now have lots of work to do from their teachers. So they're messaging me and they're watching it in the afternoons rather than in the mornings. And that's fine. That's why I upload them so that they're there the whole day. They're there the whole day, and on YouTube they're there for as long as you need, because this is really just to help if you're finding it tricky to find stuff to do, not instead of the work that your teacher sets you, regardless of what school you're in. Okay. Good morning. Someone's just joined us that hasn't joined us before. Good morning, Tilly. Good morning, Tilly. Good morning, Daniel. Well done for joining. Oh, it's really nice to see new children joining. And I think we've got most of you here now. We just always give people till 5 past to join. Mame, haz un favor. Me prende el switch. Es que no me quiero parar. Ya te digo por qué.
¿Cuál switch?
Que no me quiero. Just there, because I think my laptop is going to run out of battery.
Okay.
Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Little inside, my mum's singing. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's go for our poem for today. Let's find a good poem for this morning. Let's have a look. Okay, let's have a go at this one. This one is called People Equal. People Equal. Some people shoot up tall, some hardly leave the ground at all. Yet people equal. My mum is sweet. One voice is a sweet mango, another is a non-sugar tomato, yet people equal. Some people rush to the front, others hang back feeling they can't, yet people equal. Hammer some people, you meet a wall. Blow hard on others, they fall. Yet people equal. Oh, I like this. One person will aim at a star, for another a hilltop is too far. Yet people equal. Some people get on with their show, others never get on the go. Yet people equal. And that's by James Berry. I like that poem. It kind of talks about how, what I got from it, I wonder if you got the same, is that everyone's different and everyone does things differently, but yet we are all equal and we all deserve the same. Okay, so that was our poem for today. I hope you enjoyed. Just having a look at the comments. Good morning, Charlotte and Emily. Good morning, Isabella. Yeah, people equal. Okay, so yesterday we decided on a task, and our task for yesterday, good morning, Jack and Ava. Our task for yesterday was that we were going to write I might turn this way. Sorry, guys. I'm going to turn you around. We were going to write a letter to the people of England, or wherever, really, to everyone, to persuade them to stay home, stay safe, okay? So we looked at a technique. Who can remember what the technique was called? For some of you, it was new. For some of you, you knew that technique already. James and William, were you not here yesterday? We planned a letter to write, persuading people to stay home. And we used a technique called A Forest. Well done. We used the A Forest technique, okay? And I posted that on Instagram for you to see, okay? So today we're going to have a go at writing the kind of introduction to our letter as a group, and then you're going to go off and write your letter. And today I'm going to start reading for you our new book. How exciting. And our new book for this half term is Wonder. And I wonder what Wonder is about. I haven't read it. So I was meant to read it last night, and I'll be very honest with you, I decided to read an adult book instead. So I will read it tonight, and I'll make sure I can plan some good lessons for you. I'm just going to move this up and make sure everything's in the right place so I can see you all. Is that better? Okay, so who should we write this letter to? Who can we write this letter to? Who could we write this letter to? So, dear. Can everyone see the board? Yeah. Yeah, we are writing it to people, but what should we write to kind of give them, how about to make them feel a bit important? Dear citizens, I like it. Yeah, we could say, dear people of how about of the UK? Dear people of the UK, or citizens of the UK. Okay. Good morning, Belle. I like it. So at school, they're writing to the children of their school. Okay. So you can write that. So to the children or to the families of that school. Because remember, it's kind of like we're writing also to adults, aren't we? Because they're the ones who are kind of deciding to go out. But I think that's a fantastic idea. Okay. So to people of the nation. Oh, I love it. I love all your ideas. Fantastic. So how should we start? Let's think of a really effective, really powerful beginning to our letter. Let's think maybe some emotive language or maybe a rhetorical question. Let's start that letter with a bang, something really, really effective. I like it. Well done, Eleanor. That's a good idea. Hi, Rose. Nice to see you watching. Okay, so let's think of that first sentence. You might think it's a bit slow, but I'm just waiting for people to answer the question. I want that first sentence to be really powerful. We are here to discuss, I'm writing to you to discuss a serious matter or serious issue. I like that. What else could it be? Maybe some emotive language. What's happening to people around the world? And do you know what, in this instance, and we talked about yesterday, that if you are worried about everything that's happening, you've got lots of people to talk to. And this letter is going to be a little bit tricky to write, but we're talking from the heart, and we want to go, okay, let's have a look. Miss Lockney's sending some ideas. Have you heard the advice from our government? Yes, I like that one. As you know, we are under lockdown due to COVID-19. We are to stay home, stay safe, and save lives. Thing of all people, fantastic. Okay, super. So you've got some good beginnings. How about people, what's happening to people all over the world? People around the world are, what's happening to them? Are dying. That's it. That will get any. Whoa. People around the world are dying. Should we maybe ask them a rhetorical question? Let's ask them a rhetorical question. Yeah, a statistic would be good, Tamsin. You could say how many people, you could start with how many people have died around the world. That would be good, Tamsin, a statistic. People around the world are suffering terribly. Yeah. Now let's think of a rhetorical question. How would you feel? Why are you outside? Yeah. Is this their problem or our problem? Yes, I love that. That's from school. Is this their problem or our problem? Right, and now we can talk a little bit about facts. What have the government said we should do? Do you want the world to suffer because of your actions? That's a good rhetorical question. Guys, you're coming up with fantastic, super ideas. Okay, so people around the world are dying. Is this their problem or our problem too? Question mark, this let's think. The government has said what? Let's give them some facts. The government haven't just said, they've urged. Remember that emotive language. The government have urged, and I wouldn't say people, I'd say you. I'd make it personal. The government have urged you. Have urged you to stay home. Oh, that's a good one, Tilly. Do you want this to carry on? I like that one. So, the government have urged you to stay home and only, why did they say that we can leave our homes? And only leave your homes for essential and one form of an exercise, didn't they say? And one form. And to be honest, I would say somewhere in my letter, I would say in other parts of the world, people have not been this lucky to be allowed out for exercise. I'm telling you now, I know my cousin lives in Madrid and people are only allowed to go out one person at a time to go to the supermarket. So you're not even allowed to go as a family to the supermarket. And you're not allowed out for exercise. You're only allowed out if you have a dog to walk the dog. You're not allowed, and children aren't allowed out during the day. So I would definitely say somewhere in your letter about the fact that already our government have actually thought about your needs and your mental health, yet you're not thinking about other people. I would definitely make that very clear, okay? Can I just remind the children in the chat that it's for answering questions, not responding to each other? Sorry, I'm just reading through the chat. And I really don't want a repeat of having to tell children off on YouTube. Oh, I like that idea, super. So, shopping and one form of exercise a day. Right, I'm going to put that down. I'm going to read these ideas because I really like this idea. So some children have said, not listening to advice. This, I really like this one. Not listening to this advice is endangering, maybe try and speak in sentence, endangering the lives of yourself and others. So remember, make it personal to them, okay? Emotive language, make them think they are important, but also they are key in stopping the spread of this virus, okay? Remember to use that emotive language, those facts, and remember to include your opinion. I'm just having a quick look at some of the ideas that people have written. The world needs your actions. Staying home might save 400 lives. Think about how we have been lucky to even step outside. Think about others. Maybe stop and think. Oh, I like the idea of think being your rule of 3. Think about yourself. Think about others. Think about the world. Oh, there's a little rule of 3. You are risking your own life if you go outside. Yep, good. Well done, Isabella. People think it's a joke, but it's really serious. Well done. It is vital that you stay at home. Yep. This could be a disaster. Yep. You are not taking this seriously. Okay. Right, I think those are super duper ideas, okay? So remember in your letter to get at least one of each of those points. So if you're in year 3 or 4, I would be looking at getting one, definitely getting some facts in there, getting your opinion in there. Maybe one rhetorical question, have a go at getting one rhetorical question in there if you're in year 3 or 4. If you're in year 5 and 6, I want to see at least 3 paragraphs in this letter, okay? 3 paragraphs, and think about how you're using your paragraphs, okay? And I want to see every single thing from the aforist technique or aforist structure in your letter, okay? So make sure that you post your letters. You can send your letters to me afterwards on Instagram, or you can post them on Google Classroom or Seesaw. Okay, right, super. I love your ideas. I'm going to kind of let you get on with your ideas after this, because I know that lots of you are desperate to start reading our book. So I love this. I'm going to post our little starter to our letter on Instagram, and I think people are going to be so impressed at your fantastic thinking and how articulate you all are and how you get your ideas on paper. Just remember the reason for this letter. Remember that we are persuading people. We're not telling them, we're not urging them, we're persuading them. So remember to use that emotive language, those rhetorical questions, okay? Yeah? Okay. We're going to start our new book. I'm as excited as you are because I've never read this book before. Yeah, it's fine. If you're in year 5, I think we've asked for you to post your letter on Google Classroom or Seesaw, but that's only if you're in my school. I'm talking about children who aren't in my school. Their parents like to send it to me on Instagram. Okay, so let's start reading our book for today. So our new book is Wonder, and a big thank you to Miss Lockney for lending me her book so that I can read it to you. Should we begin? Shall I read you the blurb first? So, the blurb. My name is August. I won't describe what I look like. Whatever you're thinking is it's probably worse. Okay. It could be anything. Let's have a look. No, Anthony, I think you can just type it up on a Word and then upload it onto Google Classroom. But I can ask Miss Sattery to give you a little template if you'd like. Okay, here we go. Do I start right from the beginning, Miss Lockney? Ordinary. I know I'm not an ordinary 10-year-old kid. I mean, sure, I do ordinary things. I eat ice cream. I ride my bike. I play ball. I have an Xbox. Stuff like that makes me ordinary, I guess. And I feel ordinary inside. But I know ordinary kids don't make other ordinary kids run away screaming in the playgrounds. I know ordinary kids don't get started wherever they go. Sorry, don't get stared at wherever they go. If I found a magic lamp and I could have one wish, I would wish that I had a normal face that no one ever noticed at all. I would wish that I could walk down the street without people seeing me and then doing that look away thing. Here's what I think. The only reason I'm not ordinary is that no one else sees me that way. But I'm kind of used to how I look now. I know how to pretend I don't see the faces people make. We've all gotten pretty good at that sort of thing. Me, Mum, and Dad. Me, Mum, and Dad, Via. Actually, I take that back. Via's not so good at it. She can get really annoyed when people do something rude. Like, for instance, one time in the playground, some older kids made noises. I don't even know what the noises were exactly. I didn't hear them myself. But Via heard them, and she started yelling at the kids. That's the way she is. I'm not that way. Via doesn't see me as ordinary. She says she does, but if I were ordinary, she wouldn't feel like she needs to protect me as much. And Mum and Dad don't see me as ordinary either. They see me as extraordinary. I think the only person in the world who realizes how ordinary I am is me. My name is August, by the way. I won't describe what I look like. Whatever you're thinking, it's probably worse. Why I didn't go to school. Next week, I start 5th grade. Since I've never been to a real school before, I'm pretty much totally and completely petrified. People think I haven't gone to school because of the way I look, but it's not that. It's because of all the surgeries I've had. 27 since I was born. The bigger ones happened before I was even 4 years old, so I don't remember those. But I've had 2 or 3 surgeries every year since. Some big, some small. And because I'm little for my age, I have some other medical mysteries that doctors never really figured out. I used to get sick a lot. That's why my parents decided it was better if I didn't go to school. I'm much stronger now though. The last surgery I had 8 months ago, and I probably won't have to have many more for another couple of years. Mum homeschools me. She used to be a children's book illustrator. She draws really great fairies and mermaids. Her boy stuff isn't so hot though. She once tried to draw me a Darth Vader, but it ended up looking like a weird mushroom-shaped robot. I haven't seen her draw anything in a long time. I think she's too busy taking care of me and Via. I can't say that I've always wanted to go to school because that wouldn't be exactly right. What I wanted was to go to school, but only if I could be like every other kid going to school, have lots of friends and hang out after school and stuff like that. I have a few really good friends now. Christopher is my best friend, followed by Zachary and Alex. We've known each other since we were babies, and since they've always known me the way I am, they're used to me. When we were little, we used to have play dates all the time, but then Christopher moved to Bridgeport in Connecticut. That's more than an hour away from where I live in North River Heights, which is at the top tip of Manhattan, and Zachary and Alex started going to school. It's funny, even though Christopher, the one who's moved far away, I will see him more than I see Zachary and Alex. They have these new friends now. If we bump into each other on the street, they're nice to me though. They always say hello. I have other friends too, but not as good as Christopher and Zach and Alex were. For instance, Zach and Alex always invited me to their birthday parties when we were little, but Joel and Eamon and Gabe never did. Emma invited me once. I haven't seen her in a long time. And of course, I always wanted to go to Christopher's birthday. Maybe I'm making too big a deal about her birthday parties. Guys, just make sure if you are commenting while I'm reading, just make sure that the comments are appropriate and that you're not being silly, okay? How I came to life. I like when Mum tells this story because it makes me laugh so much. It's not funny in the way of a joke is funny, but when Mum tells it, Via and I start cracking up. So when I was in my mum's stomach, no one had any idea it would come out looking the way I look. Mum had had Via 4 years before, and that had been such a walk in the park. Mum's years before, and that had been such a walk in the park. Sorry, Mum's expression. that there was no reason to run any special tests about 2 months before I was born. The doctor realised there was something wrong with my face, but they didn't think it was going to be bad. They told Mum and Dad I had a cleft palate and some other stuff going on. They called it small anomalies. There were 2 nurses in the delivery room the night I was born. One was very nice and sweet. The other one, Mum said, did not seem at all nice or sweet. She had very big arms, and here comes the funny part. She kept farting. Like she'd bring Mum some ice chips and then fart. She'd check Mum's blood pressure, and fart. Mum said it was unbelievable because the nurse never even said excuse me. Meanwhile, Mum's regular doctor wasn't on duty that night, so Mum got stuck with this cranky kid doctor, and Dad nicknamed him Doogie after some old TV show or something. Didn't actually call him that to his face. But Mum says that even though everyone in the room was kind of grumpy, Dad kept making her laugh all night long. When I came out of Mum's stomach, she said the whole room got very quiet. Mum didn't even get a chance to look at me because the nice nurse immediately rushed me out of the room. Dad was in such a hurry to follow her that he dropped the video camera, which broke into a million pieces. And then Mum got very upset and tried to get out of bed to see what was going on. But the farting nurse put her very big arms on Mum to keep her down in bed. They were practically fighting because Mum was hysterical and the farting nurse was yelling at her to stay calm, and they both started screaming at the doctor. But guess what? Then he fainted right on the floor. So when the farting nurse saw that he had fainted, she started pushing him with her foot to get him to wake up, yelling at him the whole time. What kind of doctor are you? What kind of doctor are you? Get up, get up. And then all of a sudden, she let out the biggest, loudest, smelliest fart in the history of farts. Mum thinks it was actually the fart that finally woke the doctor up. Anyway, Mum tells this story. She acts out all parts, including the farting noises, and it's so, 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 so funny. Mum says the farting nurse turned out to be a very nice woman. She stayed with Mum the whole time, didn't leave her side even after Dad came back, and the doctors told them how sick I was. Mum remembers exactly what the nurse whispered in her ear when the doctor told her I probably wouldn't live through the night. Everyone born of God overcometh the world. And the next day, after I lived through the night, it was that nurse who held Mum's hand when they brought her to meet me for the first time. Mum says by then they had told her all about me. She'd been preparing herself for the seeing of me. But she says that when she looked down into the tiny mushed up face for the first time, all she could see was how pretty my eyes were. Mum is beautiful, by the way, and Dad is handsome. Via is pretty, in case you were wondering. Christopher's house. I was really bummed when Christopher moved away 3 years ago. We were both around 7 then. We used to spend hours playing with our Star Wars action figures and dueling with our lightsabers. I miss that. Last spring, we drove over to Christopher's house in Bridgeport. Me and Christopher were looking for snacks in the kitchen, and I heard Mum talking to Lisa, Christopher's mum, about me going to school in fall. I never even heard her mention school before. What are you talking about? I said. Mum looked surprised that she hadn't meant for me to hear that. You should tell him what you're thinking, Isabel, Dad said. He was on the other side of the living room talking to Christopher's dad. We shouldn't talk about this. We should talk about this later, said Mum. No, I want to talk about it now, I answered. Don't you think you're ready for school, Augie, Mum said. No, I said. I don't either, said Dad. Then that's it. Case closed, I said, shrugging, and I sat in her lap like I was a baby. I just think you need to learn more than I can teach you, Mum said. I mean, come on, Augie. You know how bad I am at fractions. What school? I said. I already felt like crying. Beecher Prep, right by us. Wow, that's a great school, Augie, said Lisa, patting my knee. Why not Via's school? Is it Via or Via? Who can help me? I'm going to look it up because I don't want to say it wrong. Tamsin, I'll answer your question in a minute when I finish reading. Okay, my love? I think Via sounds better. If you write VIA, it's still the same. Is it like when you're going on a route, so you say go via that way, or is it like via? I'm going to wait till Miss Lockley tells me how to say it, and then I'll just say via for now. Or via. Yeah? Okay, thanks, James. So I was saying it right. Miss Lockley, I can't play your voice note because it will stop my, what's it called? My Instagram. I'm going to go for Via and then I will check for tomorrow. Via. Okay, so I was saying it right. Right, let's finish this page and it's past. Why not Via's school, I said. That's too big, Mum answered. I don't think that would be a good fit for you. I don't want to, I said, I admit. I made my voice sound a little babyish. You don't have to do anything you don't want to, Dad said, coming over and lifting me out of Mum's lap. He carried me over to sit on his lap on the other side of the sofa. We won't make you do anything you don't want to. But it would be good for him, Nate, Mum said. Not if he doesn't want to, answered Dad, looking at me. Not if he's not ready. I saw Mum look at Lisa, who reached over and squeezed her hand. You guys will figure it out, she said to Mum. You always have. Let's just talk about it later, said Mum. I could tell she and Dad were going to have a fight about it. I wanted Dad to win the fight, though a part of me knew Mum was right. And the truth is, she really was terrible at fractions. So that's page 9. I'm going to stop at page 9. I like it. I quite enjoyed reading that. So I like the way he tells how things happen for him. And I like that even though he's 10, he sounds quite grown up, sounds quite mature for his age. So thank you for joining in today. I hope you enjoyed. I can't wait to read your super letters. And you know what? I really would love to post those letters on Instagram so that people can share them, so that lots of people can read your letters. And hopefully it will be, people will read them and they'll follow what you're saying and they'll listen to you. You are so welcome always for story time and for the lessons. I am going to try and read as much as I can of that book tonight so I can think of some spag lessons and writing lessons for you for the rest of the weeks coming. Tamsin, to your question, I know as much as you, we know as much as you know. So we don't really know what's happening, but I assume that if we were to come back to school in September, you would have a new teacher because it would be your next year's teacher. But no, we kind of don't really know when we'll be back at school. But for now, you've got me here and you've got your teachers writing to you hopefully every day, whether you're in my school or not, you've got your teachers communicating with you. So remember, you've always got someone to talk to. You are so welcome. Have a super rest of the day. Sending lots of love and lots of positive energy. As always, stay home, stay safe, stay positive, and remember, spread the love and spread the gratitude. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, superstars. I miss you all too. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow. Have a good rest of the day.